Good evening, everybody. I hope I'm very much audible and I'm clearly audible to everybody, and that there is absolutely no echoing. Yes, Zishan, Sang? Okay. Yes, okay. So, what we do is we make sure that I'm clearly audible to you. If I'm clearly audible, wonderful. If there is any echo or if there is any disturbance coming from my fan, please let me know. Okay, so until then I will keep going ahead. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to explore the interface of QGIS. It is loading, let it take a little while. Okay, so when you open QGIS, if we are opening this for the first time, I'm also assuming that many of us have already used QGIS. Okay, so if you are opening QGIS for the first time, then you might not see all these projects. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go here to new project. So if you even hold on to control button and click on N, then a new project will open. Okay, so when you open new project, this is how the interface will look in front of you, wherein you have this one huge canvas that we call map view. So this is your map view. Any data that you bring into the software will be made visible here, and the same layer that you have brought in within this software will be listed here. So you can change the order within this panel that we call layers panel. Okay, so often it might happen, no, that we might by mistake just close down some panels. Okay, so if this happens, then nothing to worry. We have to go to view, and under view we go to panels, and at panels you will have all the panels listed over here. You can bring on layers, so layers has come, then go back to view, again go to panels, and then search for processing toolbox, and processing toolbox will come. So this is your layer panel. Any data that you bring into this QGIS will be listed here. You can change its order, so which one goes on top, which one goes uh, underneath it, all that you will be able to manage here. And then we have something called processing toolbox. Many of the tools might be already present, and if you have installed QGIS for the first time, you will see few of the tools listed over here. But with the time, what is going to happen is that you might want to download or install some new tools, and they will be listed over here. Okay, now this is about the processing toolbox. We are going to use many of the tools from this processing toolbox. There is layer panel, and this is called map view. Now we need to know all these terminologies, because often it might happen that I will ask you, or any of our other participants will also would also want to help you out in searching for a tool or searching for an option. And if they ask you that this particular option is under layers panel, then we should be able to know which one is layers panel, right? Now, besides that, we have these toolbars. Some of the tools we very often use within QGIS, and those will be listed over here. If you want to move them about, you will see this dot dot dot, two lines of dot dot dots, and you can just hold, grab it, and move it all about. Okay, or you can also tuck it here. If you don't want any, then what you can do, you can right click and find out which one it is, and you might again want to check it off. Okay, so if you check it off, it will go. Okay, you can move these tools about, and you can also check them off by right clicking and then checking off whichever the ones that you don't really require. Okay, so these are your toolbars. These are your toolbars, the ones that you often use. Besides that, we have a very important section of this particular interface that we call menu bar. So under this menu bar, you have project, edit, view, layer, settings, plugins, vector, raster, database, web, mesh. We might not have this HCM, GIS and SCP. We will get them on our interface. Processing and help. Okay. So some of them might be not visible, or that may be because we have not installed it, but don't be worried. Okay, now under this, the first thing that we are going to do is, anytime that I say that you go to menu bar, within menu bar go to plugins, and under plugins go to manage and install plugins. So we go to plugins, here we go to manage and install plugin. So you will click on this, and when you click on this you will see that plugins panel will open in front of you. Now here there are many sections, you will see all of them arranged vertically, all installed, the ones which are installed already within your system, the ones which are not installed, the ones which are available to be upgraded, some new plugins, some installed from zip. Some plugins might not be available here and you might want to download it, and then that particular zip file you would want to use, right? So that is where you go. Some experimentation plugins that maybe you have generated and you want to install it within your system to check whether it is working properly or not, then you can do it here. Okay. And besides that, there are many other experimentational plugins also available, and then there is this setting. Okay. So show also experimental plugins, so if you don't want to show them, then you can just check them off and things like that. All right. Now, coming back to all. Now, this is where I would suggest you to be, because this is where every plugin is listed, whether it is installed or not installed, whether it is available for upgrading, or so on and so forth. So here we will search for such a plugin that will help us in bringing many different base maps. Now, what exactly is a base map? Anytime that we start with a project, there has to be a layer that guides us the geographic coordinate for which we are studying, for which we are doing some analysis, some observation we are doing, or that we are preparing a map for that particular region. So we would require something in the background that we will take reference from to mount us on the face of this planet, correct? No? So for that we will download one plugin that is going to help us in bringing base map. Okay, base map. So for that, come to all, make sure that you are in all. If you are in installed and you are searching for this plugin, you might not get it if you have not installed it. So make sure every time you are installing a new plugin, you come to all. Okay. Let us search for HCMGIS. Okay. Search for HCMGIS. If you are stuck somewhere, do let me know. Feel comfortable to unmute yourself and ask, or you can also drop me a message. Okay. So I click on this HCMGIS. This is the kind of icon that you will see. Okay. And you are going to have an option over here to install plugin. So click on that and install the plugin, because I have already installed it. I have reinstalled plugin and uninstall plugin. Okay. So if you are facing any difficulty until here, if you are not finding HCMGIS, do let me know. Make sure that you are connected to internet. Okay. If we are not connected to internet, then this plugin might not reflect. Okay. So then what we are going to do, we are going to install it and then close it. Okay. Now when we close it down, now you will see that within your menu bar, you will have HCMGIS. Okay. Now once you have this here, you will go to base map. Okay. Go to base map. Now here under base maps, you have different types of base maps. There are some vector tiles also available here, and there are some other files also available. That is what it is going to serve as base map. For example, I can take Google map, and you will see Google map has been populated into layers, and you can see Google map here. You may zoom onto here. Okay, you may zoom on to whichever region that you are interested in. Let's say I am interested in Tumkur. So if I'm interested in Tumkur, then I have come here. Besides that, there are others as well. Let us have a look at Google satellite. Okay, so now this is Google satellite. This is Google satellite. Okay, this is Google satellite imagery. If you want to bring this underneath, now you see that Google satellite has gone underneath. That is why we are not able to see it. But if you bring this Google maps down, then now you are again seeing Google satellite. So whatever is on top, it is covering those layers which are underneath, basically, unless and until you modify its transparency. Maybe you make it a little transparent or something like that. Okay, have you understood this? Did you try putting these layers on and off? If you have already known this, not a problem. But if you have not known this and you are trying to populate any layer, and if you are facing any difficulty, do let me know. And before that, please raise your hand if you have already installed HCMGIS plugin. Okay, how many of us have already installed it? Great. Okay. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Make sure that you sit with the system so that we all do these exercises together. Otherwise, the problem is going to be that you won't have access to the recorded classes very instantly. Okay. All right. How about others? How many of us are trying to install QGIS? If you're facing any difficulty, let me know. Let us wait for 1 minute so you build up enough courage to ask me your difficulties. All right, good. Okay, so let's go ahead. We can lower our hands. Let's go ahead. So this is the way that you're going to bring some base maps within your QGIS project. Let us yet again go to HCMGIS. Now this is where you will see download open data. Okay, there are different types of these open data, but we are essentially for today interested in either global administrative areas by country from WOF, or we are interested in global administrative areas by country from GADM. So let us click on these. Okay, now we want to select a particular area, whichever area that you are interested in, go ahead for it. Okay, so I am definitely interested in India. So I will search for India and select India. To what level do I want the details for this administrative boundaries, that is global administrative boundaries? I want to go to a detail of whatever maximum is available. If there is village boundary available, wonderful. If there is only taluka level boundary, I'm happy with it. If there is only district level boundaries also, I'm happy with it. Okay, so many of us might not really be looking for this. Wait, there is something coming for you. So those of you who are willing to include these administrative boundaries, or merely just learning about how it is going to go about, then go ahead, click on any levels of details that you want. I would suggest a maximum that you can select. Okay, maximum, it is fourth. Let me browse and make a folder where I'm going to store all my data. So let me, for now, just let me close this down. I'm coming to my drive E. Okay, I'm coming to drive E. Now here I will create a folder. I'm right clicking, I'm clicking on new and then folder. We all know how to create a folder, but I have to just mention it. Okay, so I'm renaming this. I'm calling this geology. Okay, Sandur. Don't be bothered about the name. Okay, many of us might already know. Okay, so I'm just naming it geology Sandur, a name of the locality for which you are going to study, or maybe the name of the project, a very brief name of the project, anything you can name it with. Okay, so geology underscore sandur. Now henceforth, any layer that we are going to make sure that you are not using the space bar. Instead of using space bar, you are going to use underscore. Okay, so if you want to make two different names, no, if you want to give two words within the name of this particular folder, then what you are going to do, you are going to separate those words with an underscore. Okay, that is what we are going to do all throughout, no matter what we are going to do, what kind of layer we are going to generate. All right, so I'm going inside this, and this is where I am going to store some data. Okay, so I'm creating one more folder within this. So there has to be a structured approach to even storing all your data set. Maybe you might stop working on this particular project for next 2 months and might want to come back to that project maybe at the third month, and you have to know what exactly is being stored in each of the folder. It should not be like everything is stored in just one folder, isn't it? Then everything is mess, it is all chaos. So we would not want to invite such a trouble for us. So what we are doing, within this particular folder, we are creating one more folder, and we are calling this, what should we call this, maybe data. Okay, the data that we have downloaded, anything you can call this. And right now you may also follow me, or that if you already have made some mind, then you can give your specific name. Okay, now I'm coming back here to QGIS. Let me go back to HCM GIS, download open data. I am intending to download global administrative areas by country from GADM. The country that I am interested in is India, and level of detail is 4. And let me browse to that folder, because I don't want to simply save it within this user folder. Okay, I wouldn't want to do that, because I would want everything to be structured. So what am I doing, I'm going to local disk E, and here I am going to geology sandur, data that I have downloaded, and I am selecting this particular folder. Let us apply. Wait for some time. Okay, yes, so let me know if you are facing any difficulty. It's not responding. Wait. Okay, have you understood? Have you made a folder? Raise your hand if you have already made a folder. Okay. Okay, all right. So this is taking a little longer. If anybody's download has already started, do let me know. Okay. Okay, we will let it settle. Let us go to the next exercise. The next exercise is wherein we will download some satellite data. Now you may decide whether you would want to go for Sentinel 2 or whether you would want to go for Landsat 8 or 9. Okay. Now I'm suggesting you to go for Landsat 8 and 9 if you are planning to go for a resolution of 30 meter. Okay. That means each pixel will be 30 meter by 30 meter. So within 30 meter by 30 meter, that is 900 square meter, whatever lithology or whatever structure is available, its signature will be averaged out, and that one value you will get. But if you want to go to a finer scale, I would suggest you to go for Sentinel 2. And the tool that we are going to use is Earth Explorer. Okay. For that, yet again, we will go to our to Google. Okay. And we will search for Earth Explorer. Okay, search for Earth Explorer. The very first tool that you first link that you get, earthexplorer.usgs.gov. Okay, we go here, and here we need to first log in. So if we do not have an account, nothing to worry. In the application currently maintenance, so we expect available by 10. Oh, okay. So I won't be able to show this. Okay, so let us go to another, that is Earth data. Let's go to Earth data. But this is the one that we are going to use. What I will do is I will send you a video of how to go about downloading dataset from here. Okay, that is from Earth Explorer. So we are pressing migrating. Okay, fine. Okay, so we come here. Let us go to data, and under data we go to data catalog, or data search we have to go to, that is better. So we come here yet again to data, and under data we go to earth data search. Now this is from where we are going to download the data set. Now in order to do this, to download earth data, some data, some satellite data from earth data, what we will have to do is we will have to log in. Now if you already have credentials for this particular website, wonderful. Otherwise we can quickly go for registering for a profile. Okay, so you can give your username, password, confirm the password. Okay, give your user information, first name, last name, middle initial, then that is not compulsory, then email, country, affiliation, all these, and continue. Okay, so that you will get another email to your email id. Make sure that you always give your active email id, so that you will get a confirmation mail on your email id, and you can confirm your account, and then you are set to download the data. Okay, uh, how many of us already have an account on earth data? Is there anybody? You can lower your hands, and then again maybe raise your hands if you have already made an account, or if you have ever downloaded any satellite data, then you might have an account. There are high chances that some of us might have an account on earth data. Great. Okay. Or if you have um, any account even on USGS Glovis, then that will also do. Okay, if you have an account on USGS Glovis, then that will also do. So there are multiple portals from where we can download freely available satellite data. For those of us who might also be looking for some data from Indian portals, then you may go for LIS4. However, because we don't have much of spectral signatures coming in from there, because very few bands are there, just three, so we might be in trouble. So I'm not suggesting you to go for lease 4 or things like that. I'm asking you to go for either Landsat, or for either you go for Landsat or you go for Sentinel 2. Okay, so let me if you how many of us are making an account? It's not going to take longer. Okay. How many of us are making an account? Raise your hand. Okay. All right. Sakshi is making an account. All right. So I am punching in my credentials and I'm logging in. Now, as I log in, I would want to search for a very specific data, and I would say that I want to search for Lancet. Okay, so we'll go for Lancet. Essentially, Lancet 8 or 9. Okay, so I told you, no, you have to download either Lancet 8 and 9, 8 or 9, sorry, or you can go for downloading Sentinel, whichever. You will be guided through both these types of data set. You might not be working with let's say Sentinel 2, you decided to work with Lancet, not a problem. You will also understand how to go about with Sentinel 2. If you want, you can also manage both these data simultaneously. Okay. All right, so Lancet data. Before I go here, I come to this map view. So this is where I can select which data for which particular region I want to download. For that, I have some polygons. There are rectangles or circles or a specific point and things like that. I could also have some shapefile that I can upload over here to mark my area that I'm interested in. So let me go for right now rectangle. So I've taken rectangle. My cursor has changed with this bubble, you see, a blue bubble. I'm zooming into the region that I'm interested in. And as I zoom in, I'm going to create a box around this region. Okay, I created a box around this region, and now you will see that Landsat 8 0 is available. I'm just including all the collections even without granules. Okay, and then let us go ahead with the search. I'm not finding anything. Let me go for Sentinel. I'm interested in lens a Sentinel 2, sorry, because a Sentinel 2 is the one that is multispectral instrument. Okay, we will understand what exactly these things are. I'm going for Sentinel 2 for the same region. We'll get some collections here. What is the problem? Modis Aqua. Modis. This is all the data. Oh, we are not interested in that. And there must be some very sudden issue with this Lancet. I'm not able to download it from here. Okay, we will stop this over here, but we will go to another tool, that is Glovis. Okay. So we will go to glovis.usgs.gov.forward/app. Again, this is under maintenance. So if you make an account on Earth Explorer, you can definitely use it over here as well. I am a little doubtful whether we are able to finish this particular exercise today. What they said. Let us search for DEM data. Okay, searching for DEM data, that is shuttle radar topographic mission. I see it over here, but you can also search for SRTM, and as you search for SRTM, you will get it here. This is essentially DEM data, that is, it is digital elevation model. We will definitely require this for some of the other purpose. Maybe we want to take a cross section about how the elevation changes along with the lithological changes that we have interpreted, and we will require this. So yet again, search for this, and these are the regions that are getting covered by this. Two granules, two granules, two granules. You may download any. I'm just searching for 3 arcs second. So I click on this plus. So when I click on this plus, you can go to my project, and under this my project, you will see that your data that you were trying to download has been reflecting. Now from here we can download it. Okay. So you can click on this and you can go ahead download this data. If you are downloading this for the first time, you might have to also make an installation of one application that helps you in downloading it, that is open earth data download. So that's an application which helps you in downloading this data set. But in all regards, we are definitely going to explore um, earth explorer. From there we are going to download the data because that particular platform is much more user friendly. Downloading update. Okay, so let's not wait for this. We will go to the next exercise. The next exercise is where we download some already available geological data. Okay, so for that we essentially go to Bhukosh. We go to Bhukosh. You can directly search for Bhukosh, or you may use this link that I am sharing. I should be sharing it on our to schedule maintenance issue. Yes, perhaps. I felt I read it is from 4th of December that all this data will be made available. But what we can also do it, there are multiple other platforms from where we can download this. I will send you links to those videos using which you can download your dataset, and might not have to search, wait until this Earth Explorer comes working. Okay. So use those videos to download the dataset. What is granule? A granule is basically a scene. So every time the sensor takes a picture or takes a snapshot of the earth over which, or the region over which it is hovering, then it has some spatial extent. Okay, so that one tile is what we are calling granule. So there could be multiple granules available for the region that you take a bound of. For example, when we were searching for some dam data set over here, then it told us that there are two granules, right? Two granules means covering that region. There are two granules or two scenes of satellite data that will cover the entire region. Okay. So if it was to be just one, that means only one granule or one scene is covering the entire region. But if the scene is smaller, the granule has a lower spatial extent such that it is not covering everything, then there will be requirement for another data set also to be downloaded so that we ensure that entire region is covered. Okay, now coming to Bhukosh, here also again we have to make an account. You just have to register here, click on here and register. Change this to English and register as a new external user. Okay, and you can punch in all your details over here. It's not going to take a lot longer. Quickly you will also get a mail, because here the response time is very quick. Okay, very minimal, so you will be able to quickly do this. Make an account over here, because we are going to again repeat this exercise, so not a problem, nobody is running. Okay, so make this account. Is there anybody who has already made an account on Bhukosh, maybe anytime that they use this particular data? I mean, raise your hand if you have already made an account on Bhukosh, or that you had heard of Bhukosh. Okay, great. Saif has made an account. How about others? Anybody else? Okay, not a problem. So we come to login. We will punch in our details here. We log in. Now here there are basically four steps, four very easy steps, one after the other, and we will be able to download something very very important. Okay, that we can later build upon while we are generating lithological changes or lithological discriminations, or maybe identifying structures. This is where it is going, this particular data is going to help us. Maybe you would want to update this data which is already available. Now for that, what do? We first go for unified search. The first step is unified search. When we click on unified search, we will search for the state for which we are trying to download the data set, or within that particular state there could be a specific region, no? So if there's a specific region, then you go for drawing your region. So I would want to go for draw box, and as I go for Dropbox, I'm zooming on to the region of my interest. You might want to put off this India base map, that is district, and also state boundary if at all you want to take them off. Okay, so when you take them off, everything goes off. I have come here where under the layer list. Okay, so we zoom in, and we have already taken this particular rectangle from here. And what do? We will make a bounding box around the region that we are interested in. Okay, so right click to take it off, and check this again and put it under a box. Double click to close that box. Okay, that is, stop further editing that particular box. Okay, once this is done, then you are going to click on search. So click on search. Whatever different types of data that is already available on Bhukosh is made available by Geological Society, Survey of India. And from here we can download a lot of secondary data. Secondary data essentially because somebody else has collected it, that is Geological Survey of India has already collected all this data set, and we are going to make use of it. Okay, all of them are essentially in shapefile. That means we they are more of thematic, and whatever that we want, whatever kind of specific layers that we are interested in, we can retain those. Others we can go ahead and just delete them. So that flexibility we are getting. So what all different types of data sets which are available, I am giving this particular context, I'm giving this particular list. I'm going to read this list only with the context of geology. Okay, so we have some bathymetry tectonic maps, bathymetry contour India, bathymetry India, bathymetry India, exclusive economic zone, Bouguer gravity anomaly tectonic, Bouguer anomaly. Then we have some boundaries. I don't know what boundaries those are. Could be maybe or state boundaries or something like that. You can change this per page how many results you want to view. I want to see 100 of them. Let me extend this so that, okay, once I extend this I have a lot more details or a lot more products to be seen. Let me scroll down. I would want you to go in detail through the entire list. Okay. Mm. Stuck. So we had kept this administrative data boundary to be downloaded. So the estimated shapefile size is 24.7 MB. So before we are going ahead for downloading it, it also tells us how much of size is required within our system to store that particular data set. So this is administrative boundary. Let us go ahead, click on yes. I am sure that I would want to download it. Expecting Python, what close. Okay, so let it complete. It will get downloaded within that folder that we have mentioned to it, so that our data is not getting lost and it is just not storing itself anywhere else. Download is completed. Now wait for a minute to extract zip files and load into QGIS. Okay, done. So it has been unzipped. That file has been unzipped and it has been loaded within our QGIS project. Now right now on top of it lies Google satellite and also Google map. You can check them off. So now you see the entire uh, country's shapefile, that is level 0. Okay, you can see here GADM 41, then India 0. We can check this off. Any country that we would want to analyze, we can go ahead and do this. So then we are checking off this GADM. This I believe is district maybe. No, these are talukas. These are talukas. Then I check that one off as well, and this is district. These are districts. Okay, so level 2 is district, level 1 is state. Let's say that I am interested in a specific country right now. I will just show you how to do it. Whichever state or whichever taluka that you are interested in, or whichever administrative boundary you are interested in, you will be able to do it for that particular region. Okay, so right now I am interested in, let's say, extracting Karnataka. So if I want to extract Karnataka, I select that particular layer from where I want to extract a particular state. Okay, I have to keep it selected. When I keep it selected, I come to these horizontal toolbars that are lying over here, and I will take this select the features. Okay, you see this like a small yellow post-it note, it lies over there with a cursor. Okay, I'm going to click on this. That means I'm grabbing this and I am selecting a state that I am interested in. Now, right now, as I said, I'm interested in this particular state, that is Karnataka. I have selected it. Now I'm right clicking on this layer, and then I am going to export. I'm going to export only the selected feature. I've selected this, no, Karnataka. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save selected features as. Okay, Where am I going to save it? By default it is going to be sri shapefile, but where do I want to install it, I mean sorry, save it? I want to save it within that folder that we had generated. Where exactly is that folder? That folder is geology sandur, and within that data downloaded, within that India shapefile. Here I will save this, and I will give this a name, that is Karnataka. Okay, I need not give it its extension. I'm going ahead and saving this. So now you will see Karnataka shapefile I'm saving. Now which particular UTM zone do I belong to? I usually work with this UTM zone 43, but I have to be sure that my region falls within so and so UTM zone. For that, there's a very simple map, you will find it anywhere. Okay, so there is this UTM zone map. I'm opening this image in a new file, and you can see here that there are multiple zones. Okay, so the entire planet surface has been subdivided into these strips. Now what is the advantage of stripping, or making stripes of the entire region? The benefit is that within this region, the curvature of the planet is not accounted for, so it is taken as a paper strip which has two dimension, and in two dimension it is much easy to measure lengths, to measure area, to measure if there is any volume, and also to measure angles. Okay, now for that purpose we are making use of UTM zone. Now when I look at this, I feel that it falls very well into UTM zone 43 N. N means northern hemisphere. Okay, so this I am sending you a link to this particular map. But if you have found even a better one, because there are multiple, okay, for a specific the other thing, let's say I'm finding it very difficult to find out which zone do my area falls in. The very simple thing what I can do, I can simply come to Google, and I will ask Google Sandur Karnataka UTM zone. Okay, I'll simply punch in this, and I will be directed which zone it falls in. It falls in UTM zone 43N. Very simple, very simple. This maybe many of us will use this particular method. Okay, very accurate. So now what do? I come back here and I select UTM zone 43. So I'm essentially selecting two. One is geographic coordinate, the other is universal transverse marketer. That is UTM. So I'm selecting WGS 84 and zone 43. Okay, I'm selecting this. If you don't have this readily available, you can click on this particular select CRS, and from here you can locate it. You can search for it, or you can scroll all the way and just search for it. It will be lying somewhere in UTM zone projected coordinate system, that is. So here it is, all these UTM zones are lying here because I have extended it. Okay, so we go to projected, it's a projected coordinate system. We go to projected, and from here we go to UTM, that is universal transverse marketer, and under that we go to the appropriate UTM zone, find it out from here, and you will select on it and you will click on OK. Okay, so that you reach here and you select your coordinate system. Okay, so I will select coordinate system. If you are finding any difficulty in searching for your UTM zone, please let me know. Okay, so that we will sort it out quickly. So once this is done, we are not giving any layer or layer name or anything. We have already given it, that is file name we have already given. We can go ahead, click on OK. When we click on OK, you will see that Karnataka shapefile has been extracted. Only Karnataka I have extracted. Now this is one. But then many times what will happen is that I am not interested in administrative boundary, because geology is not bounded by administrative boundaries, isn't it? So I would like to search, I would like to study a specific region that I can bound in a box. Now in order to do that, we will be creating our own shapefile. How do we do it? Very simple. We go to vector, sorry, we go to layer, that is in menu bar, we go to layer and create layer and new shapefile layer. Today what we are doing is something very basic that is going to help us in our next second day, third day, fourth day, it will remain with us. So we are setting up our project today itself so that from tomorrow onwards we can get going. So here let us give a file name. Yet again I'm coming here to India's shapefile, but I don't really think it is administrative boundary. So let me write here, I want to give this some name, that is Sandur. I will click on save. Okay, I'm not going to change this file encoding, preferably UTF-8 or system service or something like that. And then geometry type, I want to create a polygon. I want to create a polygon. And then also I would want to set its dimension, that is UTM zone 43. Click on OK. Okay, when you click on OK, right now it doesn't show up here. You can bring this on top of Google satellite. So we are reordering it basically. Right click and enable this toggle editing. Now you are set to make your polygon. Okay, so what do I do? I go, where is it? Here you see this particular a green cloud like feature that you see, add polygon. When I hover mouse pointer over it, it reads add polygon feature, so I'm clicking on this. Okay, and what you get selected is this digitize with segment. If you want to digitize with curves, you can go ahead do it. If you want to digitize with shape, you may go ahead do it, anything that you want. I want to digitize with this line, so let me create. Oh, right now I am in that circle option. You might be able to make a polygon. My So I am right clicking. When I right click, I will be directed to give an ID. Preferably you give 0, start from 0. So the first one you will give 0, then second one you will give number 1 and things like that. Let me give 1 and click on OK. So now you will see that it has been made. That is, I have already made a shape file bounding the region that I am interested in. You may also go ahead make a polygon, not a problem. Make sure that you are using slightly bigger region as in not very huge, but slightly it has a buffer of maybe just 1 or 2 kilometers, so that your entire region plus a little bit extra comes in, so that you are not really at the boundary where your study ceases. Make sure that slightly a little buffer zone is also available, so just in case if different data sets are not really overlapping, still you are managing to make sure that all your region comes under that particular shapefile. Okay, so once this happens, now I can click on, yet again click on toggle editing, right click and click on toggle editing. So I am stopping. So do you want to save the changes? Yes, I want to save these changes. The changes are saved. You can then again right click, go to properties, and then change its symbology. If at all you want it to be transparent field, the stroke color, if you want it to be any other color other than that, then you can do this, apply, click on OK. Okay, so this is where this, let me just change it to yellow so that you will be able to see it properly. Let me change the stroke color to yellow and also make it slightly thicker. Okay, and then apply and click on OK. So this is my study area. I'm ensuring that I'm taking a little more buffer. However, this region is also huge what I have taken. I could have slightly reduced it, not a problem. Once I do this, so this, make sure if you are referring to a administrative boundary in your region for your study, then go ahead and extract it as per how we did it for Karnataka. But then if you have a specific region in your mind that is not bounded or restricted to only administrative boundary, then make a shapefile of your own, because this shapefile we are going to use for few in almost all the classes that we are going to go through from tomorrow onwards. So this is done. If there is any difficulty, please ask me. Let me see if there's any question for us. Okay, what do you think about the speed? Is it too fast? or is it fine? If it is fine, give me a thumbs up. If it is not fine, then give me a thumbs down. There is there any thumbs down there? Maybe give me a crying emoticon, I don't know, anything. If you think it is fine, you can give a y means yes, it is fine. But if you want to say no, a little difficulty maybe with the speed and things like that, then you can write n means not fine. Okay, we haven't talked so far because I also had to start at 7:30, and then I'm thinking that I will reach a level wherein we complete this particular session, whatever we had decided to complete, and then we will do a little talking. Okay, so let me now go back. Let me just save this particular project. Saving this project is very important because often our system might not be, having a high end configuration. So often the software fails, okay, or it closes down very abruptly. So we have to always save this project, save it within that same folder that we made. So let me make another folder over here because we will be making many QGIS project, no? So I am calling this QGIS projects. Okay. And then I'm opening this further, and I'm saying I'm just setting base data. Okay. I'm setting base data for this particular project whose name I'm giving Sandur. Okay. And I am saving this. All right. So it is saved. Let us come back here. Cancelled manual download. I don't, that this is the reason why I don't want to use this particular tool. Start download. Forget forget this for now. Let's go back to Bukosh. Okay, so in Bukosh, okay, what's the problem? Reload this. After this exercise we will be done, because anyways we could not download satellite data. Okay, so we go to unified search. Here we will, I'm not really looking for a specific district or anything like that. I'm specifically looking at some, region that I can bound maybe in a box. Okay, so let me just check off the state boundaries so that I will be able to see the world imagery. Let me check this on. It's on only, no? Loading, I think. Districts also put it off. It's visible. Okay, let me just show you. So I'm blindly trying to make some. Load it again. Maybe I will have to close all these things down unnecessarily. Somewhere here I'm interested in. This is Tumkura. Okay. Let us make a box. Let's draw a box. Strong. Okay. So I made a box. We will have to create this particular box again. You will understand. I hope there's no echo. Okay. So let us search. So when we search, unified results will also open in front of us. You can change per page how many results you want to see. I want to see 100 of them. There are many different types of data sets available over here. Let me jump. Okay. So I would want to download faults. So wherever there are any faults, I would want to download them. So let me add them to download. So it will be added to unified download. Okay, so this is your unified download section. Whatever you add, uh, it will be added over here, that is to unified download. And besides that, I would also want to download maybe some faults if there is anything available. But at a given point of time, you can download 5 different data set. There is no limit as to how many you will download per day. You may download 5 at a time, then again download another 5 at the next time, and things like that. So let me go for downloading geology at 2 million scale. This is, so that is also added. Now what do I do? I have to click on validate. So all these are available. If they are all available within the bounding box, then they will be blinking green. But then if the data set is not available, then it will be seen as red in color. Okay. So I go all the way down. I have to click to see the terms and condition, and I have to agree to them. Don't try to click on this, because if we try to click on this, it's not going to work. We have to click to see the terms and condition and then agree, so that this tick mark comes, and then we can click on download. Output per area is large, so we will have to reduce that size. Going back to here, let me again draw a box. So within your unified download also, you have a draw box. Okay, so you can draw a box. Our data is already there. I'm just drawing a box around this region. I mean, as you may download it in multiple sections. So download one section if your region is huge, then validate this. Validating is important. Do not contain features. Okay, something doesn't contain any features, so it is automatically taken off. That is false, nothing was there. That's what it said. So then again, click on download. So what it says is that a download link will be sent to your registered email ID once your data download request has been processed successfully. Expect email or notification within few hours. In fact, it doesn't take hours. It just quickly happens. Okay. So let me click on OK. It's an excellent service. I really like this. And then we will go to our Gmail. So whichever Gmail we used to make an account on Bhukosh, at the same email ID we will receive a mail. So we have received a mail on from Bhukosh. Click on this. See, it has come just 0 minutes ago. Okay, and then please click here to download the package. So we will simply click here and it will start downloading. But then again, we don't want to download it here and there, isn't it? We want to download it in a specific folder. So this is where we come. Let's click on data downloaded. No, so this is where geospatial map packages, you will have to rename this. Okay, if we don't rename this, everything will have the same name, that is geospatial map packages, but then we won't know what exactly it carries. So here there is geology at 2 million scale. and there are some faults that we have downloaded. Okay, and for which region we have downloaded it, again Sandur, and then we will click on save. So it will be added to our folder. We can go back here, this is where it is. You have to extract this. Now if our system is a new one, then we will have an inbuilt application to do this. But if you don't, then you can go for downloading this WinRAR application. So simply go to Google and download this application WinRAR. Let us extract this to again the same folder. Okay, so we need not give that address yet again, just click on OK. By default itself it comes within the same folder where it has been saved. So it is done. This is where it is. There are folds and geology. Let us come back to our QGIS. Here we go to layer and add layer. We are adding a layer. We are not creating a layer. No, earlier we had created a layer. This time we are going to add layer. Now under add layer, what kind of layer do we want to add? Whether it is a raster layer or a vector layer. System is Mac. So QGIS gets installed. No, for Mac also there is an option to download QGIS. But if we scroll down, no, somewhere here it was. Then it's not getting installed. Okay, layers are glitching. Okay, let's look into this a little while later then. Okay, so we come back here, okay, to our project, and we go to layer. We will add a layer. The kind of layer that we are trying to add is a vector layer. Okay, it's a vector layer, not a raster layer. A vector layer is essentially made up of points, polygons, or lines. Okay, whereas raster layer is essentially a photograph layer. So if you take a picture of yourself and you keep zooming in, it breaks out into pixels, isn't it? So that is a kind of data that we call raster data. The one is raster data, photographic data basically, and then we have vector data. So the kind of data that we have downloaded is essentially polygons or maybe lines, polylines. So we will go for add layer. What kind of layer? Vector layer. Okay, it has that specific symbol also, like this, lines. Even if you open, add a raster layer, you can quickly go back to vector layer from here. Okay, so by default file will be noted. You have to go here, go to that folder where you have shapefile. That is, it ends with this .shp. Identify this, the others are supporting. So you have to select .shp files and click on open, and then add them to your project. Once you add them to the project, you will see that it has been added over here. You can click on close. Okay, now for this particular region, some geology and fold has been downloaded. Let me just check off this fold. Geology is the one that I see. I will right click on it, go to the open attribute table. So here there are four different types of data sets that are available, and some information pertaining to this is also there. So there Peninsula Gneissic Complex, maybe. Let me just maximize this. This is Peninsular Gneissic Complex 2. Gneiss dominated Archean Paleoproterozoic, that is its age. And then there is also Clospet granite, which is Archean Paleoproterozoic. Then there is Sandur group, which is Archean, belongs to Dharwar group. Then there is again Clospet granite, Archean Paleoproterozoic. Uh, what is not, there's absolutely nothing different about these two. This is PGC1, which is Archean. Okay, our PGC2 is later Archean Paleoproterozoic. Now these are the different, in fact there are other attribute informations also available. These are basically the characteristics of each of that file. Okay, these are what we call attributes. This is attribute table, it holds all the information pertaining to the file. But then right now that we have displayed it, no, nothing can be discriminated. So what I will do, right click, go to the properties, and under properties we have something called symbology. Now under symbology, we will change this render type from single symbol to categorize, because we want to see categories, isn't it? We want to see categories. So we will go here to categories, and then we will click on classify. Oh, there's nothing, we have to change the values. Which value do we want? We want, let's say, stratigraphy. Okay, you can choose any, there are many different, no, so age code is also there, age is also there, super group is also, depending upon which one you chose. But then we read the stratigraphy, isn't it? So we will click on select stratigraphy value, and then click on classify. So all four have come, you see that all four have come. You can click on apply. Okay, and then click on OK. So now what will happen, you will see these different lithologies. Okay, so there are essentially four different types. We have clospet granite, Archean platerozoic. We again have peninsular gneissic complex 2, peninsular gneissic complex 1, and sandur group. So these are the different lithologies that is available. Now this kind of general information is already available, but let me show you what we are interested in. If you zoom in and check on this particular data, everything that occurs within this is generalized, isn't it? It is all put under just one shapefile. And this is not desirable for us. We would want to go a little bit into detail. We might want to see how, let's say, the mineral assembly just changes. That means the lithology changes, or where all there are structural features available. If there is any fold, if there is any fault or anything like that, then we would want to see that along with that of them. Okay, so them, and then again raster data we could not download it. I hope I will be able to figure out and send you. There are multiple videos already. I will send you few videos uh, only after confirming which one is working, so that make sure that you download that raster data and um, dem data by tomorrow evening, okay, before our second class starts. And make sure that whatever is being covered in the class, we cover it during the class itself, so that we don't keep that baggage, to do it in our other time. And we will also be facing some difficulty, we will be able to share it. Now that group is also made for the same purpose. Let me first save this particular data. Let me show you fold if there is any. Oh, there are these folds that they are showing. Oh, we don't know what kind of fold. This could be an anticline, could be a syncline or anything like that. You can again right click on this fold and go to its attribute table. We'll also learn how to make this attribute table. How many of you are really dealing with geochemical data? Is there anybody who is dealing with geochemical data? Raise your hand. Yes. So when it comes to geochemical data, we have major oxide data, we have trace element data, multiple other data sets are available, and we have them already in the form of table, isn't it? We already store it in the form of table. And we also know what is the latitude longitude of a specific sample that we have collected. Let's say we have collected a sample. So there are some anticlines and synclines here, that's what they are indicating. So let's say that we collected a sample from this particular region. Okay, and we have already analyzed it for its geochemistry, maybe trace, rare, or major oxide, everything is there, let's say. So it is in the form of table, right? It's in the form of table. And we also know the latitude longitude. So often what happens, we only make or that we always come across some papers, no, which only tabulate the data. Simply tabulating the data, that is raw data, definitely after whatever correction or removing the error that we want to present, that definitely we present in the form of table. In fact, when we put something in the form of table, um okay, great. Okay, so when we put it in the form of table, tables are not very easy to be understood, isn't it? We are not really comprehending how a certain major oxide changes through space and things like that. But using those data we can also make a map, and that is exactly what we are going to learn in this particular class. So that's just to just keep it in mind. If you already have some geochemistry data, wonderful, keep that table with you, and keep it handy. Don't keep it in any other device, use it in the keep it in the same device that you are going to utilize for this particular course. So that I think somewhere on the fourth day or third day, something like that, we are going to deal with making maps from the geochemical data. You may also use the other things. For example, if you are doing any alteration indices or any other kind of indices, then those can also be mapped. A map can be produced. Yeah, I think we are doing it on the very second day. It looks like on the second day. Yeah, looks like on the second day. So those of us who do not have any geochemical data, don't worry. I will be giving you some dummy data, and that we will be using. All right. So let us talk a little. My name is Diksha Karapurkar. Uh, and I will be instructing this particular course. We are together for the next 6 days, including today until Saturday. Unless and until I abruptly decide to take a break, only because maybe you did not complete the previous exercises. This particular course is running for the first time, which means it's you all whom I'm going to make use of to improvise this particular curriculum. So far this is the curriculum that has been decided upon, and only after the second first batch I will be able to improve it further, so that I can float it for the second batch along with your feedback. uh, with that, I would also want to tell you that whenever this particular course is running for the second time, that is for the second batch, there might be some improvements, and all the resources, the recorded classes as well as the live classes will be accessible to you. So if you would want to redo that same class yet again, you need not re-register, you will be able to attend it. Okay, so keep this in mind. That means that particular group is going to run longer unless and until this course becomes self-paced. Self-paced means I have brought enough confidence that whatever resources are already made, those do not require any more upgradation. Okay, so that is when I will float it for self-paced, so anybody can take any time and they can complete that course on their own, and there won't be any live classes. So for the first batch, second batch, maybe even third batch, often it goes in live classes mode, and recorded classes might not be available very instantly. So please keep that in mind. So my name is Diksha. I hope you will remember this. You can call me Diksha also, not a problem.